Hello, welcome. No wise man once said that this being human is a guest house. We got to welcome it all in, the good, the bad, the sad, the neatness. Even if it's, something horrid that's going to just clean us out, at least it'll be for something better. And I think that's where faith comes in. So, I'm kind of doing that too. I have had so many crazy changes take place in this last year, from becoming pregnant to moving from California back to Canada to birthing a beautiful baby girl at home naturally without a midwife. Just um, an incredible journey. And, of course, with the highs are also the lows. And, we faced some grief leaving our apartment, my stepdad having a stroke, others that are dear to the family passing away, coming back to the only real place that I called home. Sure, there are many places I've traveled in 5 countries, all of which barefoot, trying to make the most out of all of it. And the one place that I've really called home, no matter where my soul has been split off, no matter where I've given myself to, Georgian Bay is where I grew up. It's where those roots are. And after 10 years, it's where I've come back with the kids. So it's been incredible watching them kind of growing up in the same place I did. But it's also a different perspective, a different time. And even the place has had many changes in that decade. Um, as with the holidays here, it's a pause for many, but because Riley's going to be a year old, I am using it as a time of refresh. I've really taken this year and let go of a lot. Some of it by choice and felt really empowering, and other things I really had to surrender to. For example, my Instagram was hacked and I was extorted for money for it. And as much as I felt empowered knowing that I created something of value, I also had to surrender to the fact that it was gone and I had to let that part go. And it's not the first time I've been faced with things like that. When traveling abroad or in other countries, I've had to leave my medicine bag at home, which is a huge identifier for me. But, for safety and legal reasons, sometimes it's better to just let go. And in that, there's also this kind of like other awakening that happens, if you're on the right path. Of course, there's synchronicities that bring everything you need back to you. And that's really been my experience with letting go, is that no matter what, it's okay, because what is for you will always come back, and sometimes greater, And so I don't think about me returning to work full time. I mean, I never really stopped. I'll take clients on, and some of you may have worked with me in this last year. But, I haven't been actively seeking out new clients or putting the full effort into my business and having business hours and such. I've been more focused on just enjoying the children, embracing the changes, going through the grieving processes, being as human as possible, just feeling the feels and freeing what needs to be freed. And I think also there was a lot that needed to be integrated, and I never wanted to be someone who was just teaching, or um, I was like putting out the rules or telling people what to do. I always wanted to be more the type of person that could, mm, I don't know, just be real and I guess show what the integration process can be instead of just telling people what to do. Because it doesn't have to be so linear. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter how much time you have. It's really about the sacredity of life, tapping into that sacred responsibility of fulfilling your dharma, your purpose in life, of, having the courage to face whatever comes your way each day, to make your routines more ritualistic and empowered, being able to be mindful, checking in where you're spending your time, your energy, your money, optimizing on that, being in more alignment with the seasons, the moon cycles, all that cyclical stuff, like our circadian rhythm, to balance our hormones and just feel good in our mood and all, to practice that self-care, but also be bad sometimes, and yeah, of course, want to talk about the medicine too. I think that that's been an incredible part of my journey. It didn't matter if I was in nutrition school listening to the professionals talk about health or getting certified in Kunda dance or as a master in Reiki, being in that spiritual space or permaculture, herbology, or any of the other passions that I have. It didn't matter what I was studying or what I was doing. I always felt that entheogens, sacred medicines that have been historically and religiously used, but culturally demonized, I felt that they really needed to be part of a lot of conversations in medical, in spiritual, in just our lives in general. And I'm grateful to see that a lot of this has gone more mainstream. Not only can people say ayahuasca, but they know what it is and can spell it and pronounce it. And many people have even used it or may know somebody who does. And same with, psilocybin, a word that, most people would fumble over, is now, a common term. And not only that, but there are many other mushrooms that people can now name. People aren't so scared to go into the forest. They have more information and resources available now to not make it so scary. And that's all think I've ever wanted when it comes to like why I chose this path. I mean, it's not easy being a lone wolf at all. And it's not been a choice because it's easy. It's been a choice because it's just, I think, been my responsibility. I'm the one tethered to these children. I am the one that really felt a call for entrepreneurship and to take this alternative path, even with certifications that could have made life a lot easier. I just kept doing what felt right and doing the work for myself. The psychedelic medicines, they teach us a lot about the shadow, about duality, about the masculine, the feminine, about the darkness and the light, about the depth and the ascension. And I think it's important when we're doing the integration work too, that not only do we integrate the psychedelic medicines, but that we're integrating life as well. And there are many medicines that we are using, like chocolate and coffee, that we're not giving sacred rights to, or the reverence or even understanding that it is a sacred medicine, and understanding where it comes from and how to use it to benefit us. And that's again, like, I guess where I'm at now is to not restart, but instead refresh. No, I'm not perfect by any means. I fail at a lot. I I think that there's just a few things that we're guaranteed in this life. One of them being death, another one being that things change, and third being that we're wrong a lot. And I think all of that is okay and part of this being human experience. So I just want to bring it all to life. I want to tap into this new momentum that's come, this spark of inspiration to get out there again, to get back to work. Maybe not how it was, but with where I'm at now, and meet you guys where you are now, and just be human, experience this life and what it has to offer in union, in soul. Yeah. All right.